Lighting for your home is changing in ways that we could have never envisioned. Today we're at Hammond Hardware in Jackson with Dave Olds. Dave, thanks for having us.
Oh, glad to have you.
Yeah, we love having you on the show. You're such an expert at whatever you're talking to us about.
Well, we enjoy the show too. It's been very good for us. We've really treasure the channel, the people, everything.
Yeah, absolutely. So today we're talking about lighting, and I'm so excited because you've already given me some ideas of what we're going to get into, and it's very exciting for homeowners.
It is indeed. Lighting has changed a lot in the last few years. In a lot of our technologies that we grew up with are no longer going to be available anymore. And in a lot of ways it's good. And we're going to talk about some things over time here. Smart lighting, different ways you can have less bulbs, have less inventory to cover all the bulbs in your house. The effects of color and temperature on even white lights, from soft white to daylight, and why different applications on why you would want one over the other. And now we have bulbs that do both, which is going to be really neat and really interesting.
It is super neat. So talk to us about the technology, where that's changed more recently.
So we all grew up with incandescent bulbs. They're pretty much not anymore. You can't buy them, haven't been able to for a while. They do eat a lot of energy. They're very inefficient is the main thing. And they ran very hot. If you ever went up to a light bulb and tried to change it with bare hand while it was on, it'd burn your hand. They get up to 200 degrees. They're kind of dangerous, actually. So you can't get incandescents anymore. They've been replaced by halogens, which are a little more inefficient, still run hot. You can still buy them, but in about 6 months to somewhere about a year, you won't even be able to buy them anymore. And it's based on some laws that have come into place. We have to have 45 lumens for every watt of power that you draw. Some states adopted this, and it's probably going to be national, so the manufacturer just said, look, we're just going to follow that law. Now, we're also going to talk about CFLs, the spiral light bulb. Those are still around and can be around, but they're not really good for your home. They do have mercury and other gases inside of them. If they do break, it's actually really dangerous to be around. So if you have those spiral light bulbs and you like them, you can use them, but replacing them with LEDs, LEDs tend to be plastic, so kids can't break them. They fall and nothing really happens to them, so that's actually a nice thing.
So talk to us about LED. Why do folks want LED these days?
Because they're flexible, they're efficient, they save you a load of money in your electrical bill, and right now we could all use a little bit of relief on that. And then the neat thing is what they're doing with the LED bulbs. If you look at these, they actually have a little dial on them that you can change with a screwdriver. And this one you can change the color temperature from warm white all the way to daylight and everything in between, and some neutral lights. Now, in your house, you really should have soft white in like your living room, dining room, areas like that. Whereas you want a more daylight in your bathroom and your kitchen. That's 5,500 Kelvin. Well, that will do this in this bulb. It'll do both those, all the way from 27 to 55 in a couple numbers in between, about 5 different color temperatures. Because of that, one bulb can do every room in your house, whereas you had to have 2 or 3. Yes. And now we got ones that have different wattages. They go from 50, 100, 150, with just a change with a little screwdriver. And so you could take one of these bulbs and it can do 3 or 4 different rooms depending on what you need. And then lastly, if you have ceiling fans, you've seen this bulb and you've seen this bulb. But what you haven't seen is one that can do both. And this one package will give you 3 bulbs, and it'll do both the candelabra bases and the big bases. If you got lights like this in your house and ceiling fans that have different sizes, now you don't have to have different bulbs. So that's kind of a great feature to have, in my opinion. You don't even, if you're at the store and you're like, I don't know which one it is, it doesn't even matter. You didn't even have to pull it out. It's already, it'll do both.
Yeah, that's something that I wouldn't have envisioned. I didn't know that interchangeable light bulbs were in our future, so that's incredible.
Yes, it is. It's really neat, actually.
Yeah. Well, what are whiz lights?
Okay, these are smart lights, and the smart light bulb has actually come down a lot, and the whiz bulb's really neat. In the past, you had to buy a hub, you had to buy a starter kit. It was about $200 to get into lighting, smart lighting and the like. And today, this is Wi-Fi. If you have Wi-Fi in your house, you can use these bulbs to do whatever you want. And colored bulbs as well. And you may think that a colored bulb is not that neat, but once you've got one, it will change your life, because you can change the color temperatures of the white. You can add colors, and you'd be surprised in a holiday how much you can fit. You can do things like create moods with your lighting. And if you want to watch a movie, you can do things with your lighting that just is so much softer and easier to get along with. We also have things like strip lights. I've built cabinets before and just run these strip lights in them. They're great for curio cabinets, underneath shelves, anywhere you want some accent lighting but don't need to see this. You can set this strip up and you can turn it on and off with the app or with your voice.
Right, and that's color changing as well, right?
That is color changing.
And all of this is here at Hammond Hardware.
It is.
Okay.
And even if you're not into doing the whole internet and Wi-Fi thing, the Whiz lights come with a remote. If you have a lamp in your house and you don't have an on and off switch, or it's broken or whatever, you put a Whiz light in there and this remote and you can turn it on and off, and you don't have to do any programming whatsoever. That's
right.
Really, really nice. What we're going to get into is how to use the smart lighting and the different ways you can use smart lighting. And one of the neatest ways is you can actually take a plug like this. These, you could use them to turn on an air conditioner before you get home that was a dumb air conditioner. You can turn it into a smart one. You can turn a space heater on and just say, you can have it turned on with an app or your voice from on the way home and have your heater already started.
Wow.
Coffee in the morning, you want to turn your coffee maker on just with the voice command, you can do that with this. I use it for Christmas lights, and I got just right here, Alexa, turn power on.
Okay.
And you can turn Christmas lights on and off with just a little plug like this. You don't have to get anything special for it. You can use your existing lights. If you have a lot of lights, like you have pot lights in your kitchen and you want to turn them on and off and you want to dim them, we have a smart dimmer which actually will act as a normal dimmer and also can be operated by your voice or even on a schedule. All apps have schedules in them. The colored lights, I'd like to show just that, how you can operate that easily with your voice. We don't even have an Alexa here, it's just a phone app. And Alexa, turn rainbow on.
Okay.
And you can turn a light bulb on and off. You can dim it. Alexa, dim rainbow to 10%.
Okay.
You want to make the bulb red? Alexa, make rainbow red.
Okay.
And then something like a movie, like you could actually set up 3 or 4 lights in the room and have them all connected together and say, Alexa, it's movie night.
Okay.
And she will dim it down and turn it to whatever color you set. And that way you got enough ambient light. Well, when you're in a movie theater, I noticed the Michigan theater, they were very blue. Blue is really popular, and we do blue around our house a lot. Alexa, make rainbow blue. This would actually be just like they have at Michigan Theater. Just enough light to see what you need to do. Go get your popcorn, go to the bathroom, but not blast out so it's affecting your experience watching the show. So all these apps are very easy to use. They work for Apple and Android. Alexa can be done on your phone, or if you have an actual device in your house. You're all set up to do it. All you need is a Wi-Fi connection, internet, to make these work the way we're just showing you here.
Yeah, that's great, just with the outlet, because without having the actual appliance be able to do that, we couldn't do that before.
That's
so
correct,
that's
yeah.
Great.
That's why it's great. It just turns a lot of things we have existing into completely operational through your phone, schedules, or whatever.
Right. This is great information, Dave. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having us. We really appreciate it.
Remind us where you're located.
1800 South Martin Luther King Drive. It's the corner of what used to be Francis and Prospect. So we're still there, same place we've been for over 65 years now.
Yeah.
And we're still cooking, and we're local, and everything you do goes to local people. So please don't hesitate to come in and talk to us about this. We'd be more than happy to help you. Don't be afraid either. If you're just like, I don't know what I'm doing yet, come on in, we'll help you.
Perfect. Thanks, Dave. When you're ready to improve your home's lighting, stop into Hammond Hardware.